This video is a critique, which is considered... Oh fuck, wrong disclaimer. There we go. So first off guys, I'm sorry, I had some issues with my second Halloween special, so I decided to hold back on it until next Halloween. Also, it's been too long since I've done a solo review, so I think it's time I talk about one whole episode instead of talking about 10 separate episodes. However, as an apology for not following through with my second Halloween special, I think it's only fair I review an episode that is basically a punishment for me. Now, which episode is that gonna be? Oh no! I already said I wouldn't review this. Everyone's done this fucking episode. Look, this is a very infamous episode of a very infamous show, the Ren and Stimpy Adult Party cartoon. In fact, I guarantee the majority of you have already seen or heard of this show and this episode, thanks to people like the mysterious Mr. Enter and Phantom Strider bringing attention to it. Look, there are some reviews that I just can't do because everything that could possibly be said about it has already been said. Really, what more can I do with Ren Seeks Help? So I'll have to review something else because this one can't be done any differently. Now, what else is there? Oh, fuck me, what did I get myself into? Okay, well, for those who don't know about this show's history, it only lasted 7 episodes. Yeah, I wonder why. And Stimpy's Pregnant was the last episode of this ill-gotten series, and I'm sure they went out on a high note with this episode. Now, I don't normally do this, but if you're squeamish, if you've got a sensitive stomach, if you're easily disturbed, just click off. Just don't suffer through this. It's not worth it. I won't judge you. I won't be offended. Trust me, I'll totally understand. So here's a 5-second window for you to click off. Okay, well, if you're still here, you're a trooper. Now, let's get this review started.
This picture is dedicated to mothers everywhere. For it is mothers who through their agonies bring us into this world.
Well, that's a lovely start, but something's telling me that they aren't going to be flattered by this episode you're dedicating to them.
They mold us into the unique individuals we are.
Well, that speaks volumes to what your mother must have been like.
It is our great delight and pleasure to introduce Stimpy J. Cadogan in his groundbreaking role as a woman.
That's a lovely image.
Humor and joys of bringing a child through pregnancy to the actual moment of childbirth.
Childbirth? Oh, okay. I swear to God, if they show Stimpy giving birth, I'm going to quit. I will never be able to look at cartoons the same way again. Alright, after that intro goes on for like a minute, the episode opens with Stimpy waking up to severe stomach pains, and ew! Yeah, that's how desperate they are. They put a laugh track in over Stimpy eating his own vomit. Newsflash, that's not funny. That's just nauseating. After that, Stimpy engages in a prolonged, well-overused segment of him just moaning in pain before Ren finally asks him what his fucking deal is.
I've been trying to figure out how to tell you! I'm gonna have your baby!
Ren Takes is about as well as you would expect a man who tortured animals as a youth to take it. He tries to give Stimpy a coat hanger abortion.
Don't you dare put that nasty instrument in me!
Yeah, believe it or not, that's one of the more tame jokes in this episode, because it only goes on for 3 seconds. There's a lot more prolonged, disgusting jokes in this episode. Stimpy convinces Ren that him being pregnant is a good thing, because it means that there's going to be a little version of Ren running around. Yeah, that's a horrible thing. Ren in this show is one of the worst characters ever made. Like, people will tell you that this show is too raunchy, and they're totally right. But the raunchiness is only half of the show's biggest issues. The other half is Ren. He does some of the worst things you'll ever see, including treating Stimpy like a total slave by making him do all the work around the house, while he talks on the phone with his mother, bragging about his fucking man-juice.
Yep, my bullets were firing that day.
Oh, God.
But once I got into it, I had Stimpy begging like a Catholic girl on prom night.
Oh, that's disgusting.
No posse can resist my throbbing manhood.
Oh my god.
That's right, Ren. Your boy sure can swim.
And another big issue I have with this episode is that it's also filled with jokes like this.
Stimpy? He had nothing to do with it. These bush don't bear fruit. I had to do the job all by myself. Just like I always do.
Now I get these jokes. They're those stupid ignorance jokes. I mean, Teen Titans Go overuses them as well.
We're sick of not getting Christmas presents.
It's been 3 years and not one gift.
What are we, animals?
How do you expect us to enjoy Christmas?
And yeah, in case you can't tell by that comparison, those jokes suck. They're so overused and so predictable that it just makes the episode even more annoying when you use them.
Isn't that right, Stimpy?
That's right, Doting Daddy.
Stoke that fire, bitch!
Now in the original, Ren had his moments where he was a bit scary or cruel, but they usually give him a legitimate reason to act the way he was. And in the original, they never really crossed their limits with him. The only time they really took it one step too far was when Ren beat up a guy with an oar. But that episode got banned for fair reasons. This whole show, however, does everything backwards. It gives Ren no reason to act the way he is, other than for shock humor. And as a result, it's damn near impossible to enjoy him.
Gee, this must be a hard time for you, Daddy. I'm proud of how you're handling it.
It's my burden.
Well, Stimpy's water ends up breaking in a very grotesque manner that I won't show you, and Ren drives Stimpy to the hospital where a pig cop, which, despite being a very cliched joke, is probably the only passable joke they've made, offers to escort them to the hospital.
Officer, this man is going to have my baby!
Oh, so they didn't make Stimpy a woman. Fucking liars. Well, while driving to the hospital, they get stuck in traffic. So what do?
Clear it away!
See, now, I should be disgusted. I should be screaming about this. But I actually kind of expected it. This show is so terrible and so over the top that this is exactly what I would expect them to do. I mean, you get the joke? They're shooting to death all these people for new life. Isn't that joke just a fucking peach? While at the hospital, the doctor, who, by the way, happens to be Ren's fucking therapist from Ren Seeks Help, gets them ready.
What kind of a psychologist are you? Psychologist? Are you nuts? I'm a horse!
Well, it turns out, Stimpy isn't actually pregnant. He's just constipated. Right, having morning sickness and having his water break, those are very common symptoms of constipation. The doctor says he's still going to deliver it because it'll make them happy. I really wish I was joking. But no, he actually delivers Stimpy's baby, which again, I won't show you because it's absolutely abhorrent. And he actually makes a living, breathing baby out of Stimpy's shit. And that's the episode. Honestly, that was the hardest thing I've ever had to review. And not just because it's grotesque and nauseating, but because there's damn near nothing to review. There's so much dragged out, unnecessary, unneeded scenes that have no point other than to create shock humor. There's jokes that make no sense, there's constant animation mistakes, and there's no effort in anything other than to make you feel nauseated. But in all fairness, they succeeded in that. This is the only episode I've reviewed that made me actually feel nauseous. Like, I feel like I've actually contracted the flu from watching this. This was so bad that I'd watch A Pal for Gary, Fresh Air, and The True Meaning of Christmas 1,000 times before I watched this again. The only positive thing, and yes, there is one that I can say about this, is that I don't think it's as bad as Ren Seeks Help. But that's not saying much. That's like saying Lady in the Water isn't as bad as The Last Airbender. It's still one of the worst things you could ever watch, and it's made even harder when you have to break it down and analyze it. Alright, well, I would say that was enough of a punishment, wouldn't you? Now, what am I reviewing next time?